I I'm at a loss for words. This is just unreal. Hey, what's up? A-Aron here, and I'm going to be including this intro into a series of videos for Fly Me to the Moon for Angelina Jordan. Now, you see my background is not my normal. I'm on vacation shooting some videos, trying to get through the rest of my vacation time for you. And I decided to lump all the Fly Me to the Moons all together, similar to what I had done for At Last. So I'm going to include this intro, and you can see there's quite a few here from Fly Me to the Moon from ages 8 and 9, and that's what I'm going to cover. Now I'm going to sequence them, and we're just going to go from the top down because they all look like performances with one exception, or two exceptions. There's two rehearsals in there. So I see a rehearsal at the age of 9 and then another rehearsal for Little Big Shots. So we're going to invert the order for the rehearsal for Little Big Shots with the show. Other than that, we're just going to go sequential. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, include this intro for all of them, and then I'll number which one we're doing so that you can watch all of them. It's a lot of different Fly Me to the Moon, so it should be interesting to see, what differences she has, how she progresses, and so forth. I don't know that they're necessarily in order or sequence, so I'm going to do my best to try to understand what kind of developments she has in them or not, or whatever. I've only reacted to the last one here, at least listed last, which is from the Hemnesbotten Fjord Festival. And so, that was just fantastic. And it looks like it's the last one here, but let's go ahead and get started. Right to it. Okay, so this is an acoustic Fly Me to the Moon. This is a video by Meri Zamani. So Grandma has put this together. So that's interesting. Let's get to it.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
I'm at a loss for words. This is just unreal. I mean, who has a music video at the age of 8? Like, in, I've seen the artistic ability of Meri in Angelina's book. But this is the first time I'm seeing her production quality, and this is so cool. Obviously, Angelina sounds fantastic. The sound quality is amazing. The production quality is amazing. Little things I noticed where, stepping on Jupiter and Mars, you see her stepping in that, and I wonder where that is. That is really neat. It looks like she has a tear in her eye here. I'm not sure, but that's what I see. And yeah, let's talk. Yeah, here's the stepping. This is what I was talking about. Like, if you listen to Jupiter and Mars.
Spring is like on. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words.
And so, her singing. So, this sounds a lot to me like the version I heard, but in all honesty, I reacted to the entire concert when I had done the one version of Fly Me to the Moon I'd heard from her. But I do remember some of the comments that I made there where, it sounded like, to me, she was trying most to emulate Frank Sinatra. But look, I'm recording all this before I've heard any of your reaction to what I'd done before, and so maybe I got that all wrong, and so I want to do this, fresh. That said, I feel like, there's some. I mean, for one, let's talk about the feel of this. So, there's a couple different variations of this song, and there's a swingy jazz version of it, and then there's kind of like a bossa nova feel to it. And I feel like this guitar is kind of somewhere in the middle, but it definitely feels more bossa nova-y to me. But she's attaching a little bit of a swing feel to it. Now, in terms of those different versions, I strongly encourage you to listen to the Tom Jones version. I think I mentioned that in when I reacted to her previously for Fly Me to the Moon, where he switches between kind of that swing and bossa nova feel quite frequently, and it's just a fantastic rendition. But she's so smooth and very legato with all of her phrasing. She's almost on the beat with just a slight bit of swing to it. But she still has that just old soul. I mean, it's unbelievable what she sounds like at the age of 8. I mean, to me, I think this is probably. I mean, gosh, I loved her rendition of "I Put a Spell on You" at the age of 9. That just knocked me out of my chair. But in terms of jazz tunes, this is. I said this in the last one, but to me, this is the song that is the perfect match for her. At least at this age and development that I've seen, she sings this so well. There's literally nothing I would even want to begin to criticize here, because she just works so well with this tune. It works for her. She carries it. She's got that slight bit of swing to it. I mean, at times she might swing a little bit more. We'll see or hear that. But just this really smooth, long legato phrasing, connecting things one to the next, and just with it, and she's just feeling that beat. And again, it's kind of a little bossa nova feel to it that she's doing with it. So just beautiful. And yeah, she sounds, again, the closest. I mean, I do hear a little bit of Ella in her, but I think the Ella version is much slower, more adagio, if you will, than what we see here from the Frank Sinatra, Count Basie version, and so forth. And I think there was some belts in the other one that, if I'm not mistaken, that to me, she was really trying to emulate Frank Sinatra on, or at least getting her repertoire from. But let's continue. This is just incredible.
Please be true. In other words, I love you.
I love. So again, she sounds more full on the lower notes to me, and the more I hear her, the more I realize she is lower ranged vocalist. She seems and feels more comfortable there to me. But the reason I stopped here again, because I forgot to comment it before, is just we hear again her airiness to her tone. And here I feel like she's actually executing it quite well. I think it's the tune. It works better for some of her than others. She's still developing. She's 8, for crying out loud. Nobody can sing this at the age of 8, let alone 12 or 15, as good as she does, let alone have their own music video for them at the age of 8, right? So again, I'm putting things into perspective for Angelina, right? Don't criticize me for criticizing her. It's part of her development, right? And I feel like she's not completely connecting with that airiness. Like, I think she can have a little bit more full tone. But this, again, at this age, I feel like this is the best tune for her that I've heard. She sounds incredible. It just really is. It's so dang close to perfect already at age 8. It's unreal. It's just unreal. And you've heard me talk about her intonation before, which just to be clear, one person even said enough about her intonation, but it's so important to spot these things, right? I don't hear any issue with her intonation here. Someone said, hey, help me understand some of these terms, right? Intonation just means you're on pitch, right? If the pitch is here, where are you at relatively speaking? And here she has it. She completely understands where those notes are and is finding it perfectly. And, again, we talked a little bit about her swinginess and so forth, so her timing is pristine here as well. I love the horse. It just really just goes to show how much of a little girl she is. But notice she's leading the horse and comfortable. And I just love there's some mud on her dress and everything as well. This is so well done. Way to go, Meri.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on stars.
And here we even see such little inflections among.
Let me play among the stars.
Among the stars.
Among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand.
Yeah, so she, obviously it's an H sounding word, but so not being a vocalist, I may not be able to reproduce this well, but she almost breathes before the sound comes out, which is a choice. This is not something that is a mistake here. She's like she's actually breath is coming out before the sound does.
Hold my hand.
Yeah, very, very airy.
In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore.
Very bossa nova.
You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
That was incredible. So the guitar sounds amazing on this as well, by the way.
Evermore.
And just the little fills and just giving it that constant plucking feel. Yeah, well done. But yeah, these belts is what I was talking about, kind of emulating Frank Sinatra. And just that final note is just so perfect and precious.
You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words,
Going to the moon. Oh,
please
God.
be true. In other words, I love you.
Wow. So I still see that at the end. I don't know if that's mud or something. I thought it was a tear in the eye, but it's still there and in perfect shape. So I don't know if it's just makeup to make it look like a tear or what that is. But this, I think this is absolutely top 5, if not top 3, if not even top 1 of my favorite videos of her so far. At least at this age, 8 and 9. I mean, it's hard to top I Put a Spell on You, but this is just so artistically done and just, I mean, this, I would watch this over and over and over again on repeat. I mean, just look at that ending. This is incredible. So precious. I'm definitely going to repeat it, but I have a lot more to react to. So I'm going to stop here, and please, if you have not yet done so, go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.